Hi, I'm Holly Silva and I've been a crafts expert for 15 years, and today I'm going to show you how to make an edible reindeer craft. So here I have some peanut butter cookie dough. I made this from scratch. You can make it from scratch, or you can get it out of the box, or you can get it out of the tube, out of the refrigerator. It doesn't have to be peanut butter. The only reason that I'm using peanut butter is because of the color. Because it wouldn't be a reindeer if it wasn't brown, would it? It might be gray. It might be a gray reindeer, or I haven't seen any white reindeer. But then again, I live in California, so who am I to know? So you're just going to roll it out and make sure that it's a nice and thick foundation for this cookie. You're going to want to roll it out evenly, but you want it nice and thick because it's going to hold everything together. And you want a nice surface too, a nice surface area to do that. So check that out, maybe roll it out a little bit more. There we go. Okay, that should be good. Now this here is parchment paper. Parchment paper is wonderful when you're baking. Okay, so now we have this. Now we're gonna take it, we're gonna eye it a bit, and we're gonna see where is the best place to be cutting and moving, okay? So what we're going to do is, let's look here. All right, so we already have like a nice little shape here. We could probably just keep this if it lasts for a while, if it will have us. I think that maybe we can use that as part of the antler. That would be cool. Okay, so now you're just going to trace around with a knife or anything with an edge, and we're going to trace out our own antlers and reindeer head. Okay, so that should be good like that. Now we'll come around the front and make sure that you do a nice round nose. That's okay. And there we go. Now we're just going to clear out that piece and move everything away. Everything that doesn't belong. Just going to pull it to the side. Okay, now we're going to look at the shape that we have, and if it looks good, then we'll leave it. If it doesn't, then we'll clean it up using our tools and our hands. Make sure that your hands are clean, of course, anytime you're baking or cooking or doing anything with food, especially food that other people are going to enjoy. You're going to, want to be clean. Keep it as germ-free as possible. Okay, now that looks pretty nice. I'm going to clean that out there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take some raspberry preserves with a spoon and just push a little bit out there on the nose, okay? Now we're doing all of this before we bake, because when we put it in the oven and bake it, it's going to set everything. So you're not going to have wet preserves lying on the table, or however you decide to arrange these cookie decorations. All right, just put it out nice and neatly. Wonderful. Okay, that should look good. Now what we're going to do is take a couple of slices of banana, actually one slice, and you can do it as thin or as thick as you'd like. I'm going to use a thin piece for this one and just set it there. Now it already kind of looks like an eyeball, right? But we're going to give it a little bit more personality and take some black lava sea salt from Hawaii and give him an iris, a nice big iris there. That way, actually, it looks like an eyeball, like a legitimate eyeball. Now, you don't have to use sea salt. Some people may not want to use salt. Some people may want to use maybe blueberries or, anything else. Have fun with it. Crafting and decoration, there's no difference between crafting and decoration. In fact, crafting and baking, actually. The only difference between crafting and baking is you have to use non-toxic and edible ingredients. But you can still make it look just as fun. Now you're gonna do that. Okay. Preheat your oven to about 350 degrees that is. And you can easily just take this piece of parchment paper, lay it on your baking sheet, and cook it that way. And once you've baked it for about 20 minutes, depending on how thick the cookie is, it's going to look something like this. Now, as you can see, the reindeer antlers are different on this one than the one that I made in front of you, just because it was a different layout and whatnot. You can make the antlers look however you'd like them to look. And that is a wonderful edible reindeer craft. See you next time.